Welcome to Layer Seekers Podcast. Tonight we are doing our very first episode of Cyberpunk Red, and so please forgive us when we have to look up rules. So
there are quite a lot.
Or accidentally like close out screens or stuff.
yeah.
All right, it is another night at Tom's Diner, though this particular Tom's Diner is in South Night City. It's got that lived-in aesthetic. Iridescent spider webs of cracked glass capture the neon from outside, illuminating the front windows thanks to old bullet strikes. The interior chrome gleams against the dingy, never-clean TM floors. The smell of bad coffee permeates everything. You've taken over 2 booths at the back of the diner. You've got the place pretty much to yourself. Well, you've got the self almost entirely to yourself because it's 3 a.m. Partly because people know what kind of meetings happen at the back of diners at 3 a.m., and because they know better than to bother you, or at least most of them do. A grizzled old man with leathery skin and salt and pepper black hair, pulled into a tight ponytail, approaches. He's wearing a sweat-stained once white t-shirt and a thick leather vest covered with scorch marks and acid burns. Tattoos, real ink, not that like new age, like migrating, super dynamic, smart ink. Is up and down his arms. It's a mix of old school gears, wires, and circuitry. His skin is like a museum of last street tech, and he's your client. He's the guy your fixer putting you in touch with. You might need to talk to your fixer. So he comes over to your booth and says, "Name's Daedalus. We've got a job for you." Like motions over. There's a. He points over to the side by the booth and by the counter and says, "There's a gentleman wearing similar 20th century steelworker aesthetic. One's a younger man. He's maybe in his 40s. He might be the older man's son. You can see the wooden handle of a shotgun protruding above one shoulder. There's a woman of Asian descent standing against the corner near the by the back of the room. She's wearing a chain shirt. It must be handcrafted. A long sleeve over the top of a long sleeve purple shirt. 2 vintage 9mm pistols rest in holsters at her hips. And Daedalus just turns to you and says, "We're makers. We build stuff. We like to take things apart too, put them back together again, just not in corporal-approved ways." He leans forward conspiratively, kind of resting his elbows on the table, and says, "You could say that we aggressively void warranties, and we've got some new corpo shit we want to liberate from its legal chains. So, see, Zetatech, they got this new black box." And they want to install it on their latest line of Reaper farm tractors. Same shit, different decade, right? No user serviceable parts. Oh, hell, they charge the Independence just south just to turn the damn things on every damn day. And he just spits. Guy behind the counter looks at this and just like shakes his head. Greedy bastards. But hey, we hacked last year's model, and we're going to hack this year's too, with a little help from you. So, there's this black box located in their warehouse in the Haywood Industrial Zone. We're going to offer you 1,000 eddies per edge runner. Here's the deal, though. It's shipping out tomorrow via a third-party shipper, Stormhold Shipping. Destination's a corporate testbed farm in Southern California outside of Los Angeles. What you think?
So this thing's a prototype?
No. This is the new line. See, they make you upgrade every damn year, right? So this is the new production line run. So what we need you all to do is get a copy of it so that we can take it apart and crack the code so that we can liberate the tractors down south. People shouldn't have to pay to farm.
APT leans in and says, "I am very interested in this. I would like to help you void warranties."
Excellent. You should lose some of that tech though. Like if you're rocking all this tech, you're just in the corpo's back pocket. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to show you a better way.
So
also to give you a job.
Yeah. And a judge. So you need a physical box. one of these physical boxes. You
there's
said
a
copy,
physical
but then
black
you said
box.
physical box. So
It's a physical. Well, they're the black boxes, right? They're the black boxes that they install in the new tractors.
Right.
So we need a copy of the physical black box because it's running the software on the physical black box, and there is both physical. Look, it's technical. I could talk to your internet runner about it. You look like I can see your eyes glazing over already. Like, you don't need to worry about the technical details, man.
All right.
All you
go
need to
ahead.
do is fetch me a black
So-
box.
so just to be clear, it's black.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
it's not one of those
actually
orange black boxes.
not like, hey, this is the black box for, like reading stuff and all this other stuff, but it happens to be bright yellow and orange because it needs to be found once the ship crashes. This is
this is like a
actually
black box because this is the kind of black box that is both figurative and literal black
Okay.
box.
All right.
No one knows what happens in the black box. They don't want anybody to open the black box. We're all about opening black boxes.
Gotcha.
Do you have any intel on where they're keeping it?
Oh yeah. So it's at a Zetatech warehouse over in the Haywood Industrial Zone. We can give you the coordinates.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Know anything about the security?
There is some. Look,
Sounds like our job.
I'm gonna be upfront with you. We know how to crack open this tech. We're not the kind that go and like do surveillance on warehouses and stuff. That's what we pay you all for because that's what you're good at.
Just like to have all the details up front.
Are we supposed to open up the black box?
No.
No.
No. If you open up the black box without like our level of skill and professionality, you would just reduce everything inside of it to ash because corpos.
All right. Sounds good to me. I'll just pull back my heavy pistol.
I'm trying to remember. Haywood is a nicer district.
Right now it is, I think.
I think it's actually
or not.
That's a good question. I thought it was a crappier district. I don't remember. Hold on, I had it in my notes.
I have to ask the hard questions that people,
Haywood, it's in the Haywood Industrial Zone.
Well, it's industrial. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, never mind.
So it's like corporate warehouses and stuff. It's not like you're going off into the middle of like the burbs or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't have my Bible open, so I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a handy dandy map.
We're interested in all, but it's Haywood's not easy to get in and out of security wise. We're gonna need some assurances, some down payments, the normal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we could give you $250 hard currency up front, and assurances that we will give you the rest later.
I'd like to perhaps negotiate with him, perhaps persuade him to give us more money.
Sure. That's a thing.
What do you, I can do persuasion. If that sounds
so
good.
let me just look up one thing real quick here while we're
Yep. Meanwhile, I'm scrolling through the index of bookmarks trying to figure out where
that skill
the
is.
map is. I was going to look for the map. I've got the skills up in Roll20, so.
Is there a map in the book?
There is.
Oh, man.
But it doesn't say map. Maybe it's in the index. It'll say map.
So I put up this handy dandy post on Lair of Secrets with all of these resources for Cyberpunk Red, and then I forgot that I put them there and didn't put them in my normal adventure notes. But there are maps there.
Yep.
So let me. My city map. There's a couple of really good city maps there.
Yeah, the interactive one was pretty great.
Yeah, so there's an interactive 2077 one, and then there was a Night City IO, which I can throw it into the Discord.
Well, it's just
Streaming
nightcity.io. Got it.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, I could just say Night City IO. Don't have to even give you the.
Cyberpunk Red. There we go.
Yeah, so I think it's not a great neighborhood.
No,
It's not so much
it's,
that it's hard to get into. It's
pull
it's
this
like
up
people
for-
take pot shots at you.
For our viewers at home, theoretically. It's in the middle of Haywood, Santo Domingo, and it's the Haywood industrial zone, just north of Rancho Coronado, just south of New Westbrook and the executive zone. So
Truly
outside the
overpacked,
city.
a truly overpacked sector of the city, housing a large percentage of the city's population. There's a little synopsis if you click on the houses
Gotcha.
Oh, cool.
on nightcity.io.
My question is
Yeah,
how deep is the canal? Because it's got the sides are too straight to be a river anymore. So at least in that area of the map. So
I'm assuming
I'm
was
thinking
dredged.
someone with a boat perhaps might be able to get us in there.
Well, bringing it back around, APT takes a look around the table and it's like, come on, we're in, guys, right? We're in? We're doing this?
APT gonna say we should be giving them a discount. They're doing great things.
No. No. APT is not a charity. No, she is not.
So you want me to do
So anyway,
persuasion?
Yeah. So what's your setup here? Like what's your pitch to him as to like why this is actually so, but why you're worth it?
It's the Haywood Industrial District. People aren't just wandering around out there. Security's pretty tight. You came to us because we know what we're doing, and you guys know what you can do. We know, you know what we can do, and so that comes at a premium.
All right. So I don't know that we actually made any opposed rules in any of our playtests.
I don't know either.
So is it let's see.
Is it
you already looked up the skill?
I have not. I was looking up the map.
Oh, sorry. That's right. You were looking up the map. All right. So this is in Getting It Done. The front half of the book, and you're using persuasion.
Persuasion sounded right. Sounded correct.
So that is at base 10. You are a smooth talker of professional caliber. So what is your persuasion?
I have a level 6 plus my cool. It brings me to 12.
Okay. So go ahead, make a check.
All right. What just happened here? I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1, so it's subtracted. So
Yes.
for those
So
playing along at home, if you roll the maximum value on a die, it explodes, and you get to roll that die again. If you roll the minimum value, a 1 on a die, you get to roll it again and subtract. So that's where we determined that it is possible to. You always have to roll, even if it seems like an automatic. So your final number then ends up being. Is it the 13 minus 5?
I believe so. It's 13, which is 6 plus 6 plus 1, minus 5, which would be 8.
that'd be an 8.
8?
Okay.
8.
So
15 minus 5 is 8.
Did that wrong way. Yep. I was like, is it 8?
We can do
No, it
basic
can't
math.
be 8. 7.
Roll
Nope,
20. We
it's
wanted
8.
you to do all of the math for us,
All
not
the
just
math.
some of the math. It's 8:00 at night, and we're tired. We can't do
Yeah.
math.
Yep.
So he kind of like leans back, and he's got like the heavily muscled arms, and like, this bulky jean. What's how to describe him? He's got, he's rocking his retro steelworker look. The thick leather vest, right? So he's really showing off like the arms, and like they're pop marked with like acid burns, that some of which have been artfully worked into the tattoos. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, "Look, I have no doubt that you guys are competent. Fixer wouldn't have put us in place in connection with you if you hadn't been. Should probably name the Fixer. But here's the thing. Your first job, our first job with you, we're a bit of a non-profit, as it were. So why don't we do this? We pay you what we're offering you. You accept it, and if it all goes well, there may be some more jobs for you down the line, and there could be a premium based on, how well you all do as we get to know one another."
Stop pushing, man. Let's just do this.
All right, APT, you and I are gonna have a talk after this.
Why? You suck at this.
You can't be too eager. You can't say, "Let's buy the house," as soon as you walk in the door with the realtor.
You can if you don't feel like screwing around.
Daedalus just kind of looks to
Fine.
the two of you guys. He's right. You guys should really work this out ahead of the deals.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a point.
I mean, I got a sense that there's some karma and some connection amongst all of you, but this is the part that you should probably work on. But you seem like nice folks. I'm sure you'll do just fine. So, any other questions?
No, I think Angry Bob's gonna get up and head outside for a minute, as if like going for a smoke sort of thing, and pop open his agent and dial into the service that he's doing a gig for, and
Wait a moment. Make a. I'm going to call it a perception check. I don't actually remember what it's called in Cyberpunk Red.
awareness would be perception.
Yeah.
That'd be
All right,
16.
cool. Make a perception.
16.
All right, so you're getting out and you're just kind of like mumbling to yourself some, right, and like getting ready to pull out your agent, and then you kind of like glance up and like there's 8 guys out here, all very intent on looking at the diner. Like they're all watching the entrance to the diner, and they perk up as you come outside.
Okay.
And so, and like they're and they kind of shift and kind of look to one another. And this might be a good time to roll initiative.
They don't look like they're that they're with the makers inside, right?
No, but it looks like they're very keen on what might be going on inside of the diner.
Okay. Bob's just gonna like be a little bit distracted, pull out something that looks like that might be a cigarette sort of thing, and like just walk up straight up to one of them. It's like, "Hey man, you got a light?"
All right, so hold on a second. We gotta move some things around here. So I'm just getting the tokens ready to go. Give me one.
So here's my intent. I want to get up nice and close, say, "Hey man, you got a light," and then shoot him in the gut, because this is not kosher.
This is my area of expertise.
Yelling back into the diner is just going to get me focused on and shot. At least with this, I can at least take one of them down before the other 7 point their guns at me.
Right back.
Okay, so I believe I have moved the map appropriately, so you should be able to, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see where you are outside of the diner.
Let me zoom out. Okay. Yep.
I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. The Twitch feed lags me. I was looking at the Twitch feed so you could see where things were. So yeah, that's kind of what you see.
It's a lot of dudes. Okay, so they're not like all right. They're okay. I thought they were like.
Oh no, they're
5, 10
like
feet out
they're not
there.
like. No, they're not. They're like leaning next to They're like milling about. They've all got like smokes, and they're keenly aware as you come out. And so now is really a good time to roll for initiative.
Okay. Can I do one thing, which is
oh yeah.
not related to combat with them at all. But Angry Bob's got like his last job on another gig that he's got to do. And so he opens up his agent, pulls out the microphone. This is Angry Bob, the man with the industrial dick, coming at you loud and clear from WAR Radio. Rise and shine, folks. It's a beautiful day. Just look at that sky. It's a work of art. Nature never knew colors like that. And be sure, when you look at it, be sure to wear your shades. Radiation counts way up, and the heat wave ain't expected to let up either. Weather control tells it it'll hit 110 downtown before nightfall. As for the good news, there is no fucking good news. So let's rock with one of our golden oldies. And then kicks off the music of if we're gonna go traditional, we'll do Public Image Limited, The Order of Death, which is what was in the Hardware movie. So we'll do with that one.
All right, cool. So I guess I didn't add. The mistake I made was not adding people to initiative orders. So I'm gonna. But you're not all on the map yet. So let me. You have to do this. Add a turn, and then I'll manually add Angry Bob. So. What did Angry Bob roll initiative yet?
No, I'm trying to. Oh, it's the big red button at the top of the character.
Yeah.
There you go. 15.
So everybody else, you're still in the diner at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move yourself to the
inside somewhere.
Oh, that's Ken. All right, there you go. That's that can represent the inside of the diner. So and then add the other folks here. So PT. Wait, I have to do this.
And then as soon as he's done, he'll duck down behind the car. That's right there on the map.
Indeed, it is.
Man, I want to turn this map sideways so it fits on my screen better.
I did not anticipate what the it's a vertical map, so I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, it's just I've never seen it in any tabletop game of the ability to rotate the map 90 degrees, but since they're all based on the HTML canvas, it's probably really easy to do.
Gotcha.
But
so this guy takes a couple of steps forward and like he just kind of looks to everybody else and like, what the hell was that? He's like, look, whoever you are, whatever weirdness you've got going in your brain, you tell Daedalus to get out here, man. We got a beef to settle with him.
I don't know who you're talking about.
And he yells, look, I know that Daedalus went in there, man. We all saw him went in there. We know he's coming back out again.
Yeah, so Angry Bob is like hunched down, kind of peeking out every so often, but is still talking back and forth. It's like, I don't know who this Daedalus is. That's a diner. I don't know if you know how diners work, but random people go in them. They sit down, they have a drink maybe, they eat a little bit. They don't necessarily talk to each other or know each other, and then they come out again.
He looks back at his guys, and one of them's like, it's like, all right, look, there is a guy. He's got a leather vest. Thinks he's God's gift to tech. His name's Daedalus.
Do you know how many guys with leather vests who think they're God's gift to tech that I know or know of? Just go in yourself. Just walk in the front door, say, hey, Daedalus, I got to talk to you.
Yeah. We could do that. Or we could kick his ass out. Like, it doesn't matter. We could kick his ass out here, or we could kick his ass in there. I was trying to be respectful of the property damage that we will inflict upon said diner. But, you're right. We could go kick his ass inside instead.
Sure.
And yours for good measure, because you're being a wisecracker.
I'm not going to stop you.
I like this guy, a gangster with property morals.
He probably has to fill out paperwork. Plus, it gets most of them in more range and out in the middle of the street before we start shooting at them.
Right. So I'm going to make sure I got everybody's initiatives going here, and then we'll be able to get everybody going. All right. So
we all roll initiative.
I see.
Have the rest of us been able to?
Okay, so there's 2 of me on the initiative order, or 3 of me on the initiative order.
Of course there are. I only see. Oh wait, I see 2 Angry Bobs. Okay, so I'm going to remove.
There's 2 Angry Bobs, and there's a person with a 15.
That's me.
I have an 18.
Okay. I can't make it. I can't make the list.
Oh, that's
the
a
icons
perception.
bigger.
I'm sorry. I needed to do the initiative.
If you hover your mouse over the portrait, it'll highlight around them with a yellow block so you can see who they are.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got Edison there, DEFCON there, Atlas is here, so Atlas is 15. So can you see everybody's?
I see Edison. I see guy in the middle of the street. I see.
The initiative order should include all of their everybody's names, but there's a visibility issue clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only see my name.
APT is 11.
I don't.
All right, we'll fix that in a second. I ended up with 2 DEFCONs.
I see 2 Edison Carters on the map as well, of course.
Of course.
There's 1 in the diner and there's 1 outside the diner.
I think I copy pasted him from the other screen. So who am I missing? I have Atlas, I have APT, and I need Omen. That's who I should have copied from the landing screen.
I'm in there. Oh no, I'm not.
There you go. Now I have Omen.
Okay. Cool.
And there's a visibility setting. We just did this last time. Where
I did not see those 3 up there. Oh man.
So answer Erin's question, yes, everybody should roll initiative just a way even those of you inside can just go on your initiative. I wonder if something's going outside.
We hear.
You don't have a chance.
We hear Angry Bob having this very loud street yelling conversation.
That is my intent.
Yes.
It is my way of warning you all that there are people out here probably with guns.
Inside, we're all just talking to each other. Does he always have to do that crazy sign on? Like, seriously.
I know, right? It's like he's got Tourette's or something. APT pokes her head up, looks outside, and then ducks back down because this doesn't look good.
And I did
look
shout
over to-
the whole "I don't know this any dataless guy." So
I
he
turned
probably
to
heard.
dataless, and what's the offer for the very first job, which is getting you out of here alive?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Omen with the little shake and bake right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, but I couldn't do anything about it because I'm outside.
Fortunately, I'm here on the inside.
Yep.
All right, cool. There we go. So,
What's the offer for getting you out of here alive, our very first job? And we'll
I guess I
talk
should
about our
add an
second
initiative for hold on. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
I need to hold on 1 second. I need to I need
went
to
away again.
What?
Whatever you just did made the turn order on my screen disappear.
Yep.
I think I accidentally closed it.
And now it's back.
It's all right. We're still on there.
Yeah, because I opened it again.
Okay.
Okay.
What's funny is like I go through and I resize it so all the names can be read, etc. And then it goes away and it comes back and it's back the way it was. It's like, oh. So I see there's one guy out in the middle of the street, and then there's a bunch of other tokens that represent the other 7, other 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7. I can count really. So those are on 2 separate initiatives. Like one group and one guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the one guy. So you don't see their names though.
No.
Despite my best efforts to get their names to appear. There we go. Permissions. C. Did that do it?
Cold Steel Banger.
Yep.
I see one of them.
All right.
Oh yeah, I see one.
I found the.
That's the guy that's on the initiative, at least.
So we need that. We need the other guy. And then we need APT and
yes.
Atlas.
I figured out how to do it.
Right.
Future podcasts will be easier to do because we'll have already solved all the problems.
It'll be all right.
No, for Roll20, visibility of character stuff is annoying sometimes.
It's all right. There'll be an update between now and our next episode of this in 2 weeks that will mess everything else up again.
So can everybody see everything now?
APT needs her name.
Okay. On the wrong screen. This is the challenge with not doing theater of the mind. There's actual technical logistics. APT. All right, cool. There we go. Now you should be visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So flash inside. You guys can hear some like muffled shouts coming from through the doors. There's angriness happening outside, and you see Daedalus look to his individuals. He's like, "You think those boneheads actually followed us?" And he looks over to Omen. He's like, "All right, look, I don't know. How about this? If there's a problem, we pay you all 500 eddies on top, total, not per person. If there's a problem, we might be able to talk these idiots down. We did a job for them. They don't understand the whole voiding warranties thing. But it would be good to have some extra guns, because obviously it's just my son here, my good friend. We could probably get out of this, but you're right. It'd be good to have a little backup, and we want to make sure that this business relationship goes somewhere, right?"
Yeah.
Extra
Very
guns.
good when you live through this, that we can have the next business relationship.
So why don't you just like retroactively to see like how persuasive you were while you were doing this, make a persuasion check. So I made David do it.
Underperformance.
He's the media.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be under social. Yep.
I got a whole
Okay.
12. I don't know what that is.
Better than I did.
Yes.
I
So
was
he-
just
he-
really,
he's like,
I knew my announcement gig thing was coming up, and I had to like close the deal fast. So, that's what it was.
so deal, Omen.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
I actually do, and she actually does wear a cowboy hat. I need to get a cowboy hat, but sure hat.
Nice. All right, so now I gotta move more characters outside. Keep moving to the wrong screen. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, why is my... Oh, yeah, that's why. I was like, why is my assault rifle not ready to go?
All right, there we go. Forgot to data list himself.
Ooh, wait, which one's dataless?
I'm moving him now.
Oh. Ooh. Oh, okay. So these numbers are a little more even, assuming that they fight too.
Maybe.
Okay. So let's see. That was Omen. So you've convinced them. So what is Omen's play right now? Like, you guys had this little banter back and forth. Is she going to go out, or is she going to wait for everybody else to go out?
She's gonna go out. Is Cold Steel Banger on street level? These other
Yeah,
guys,
they're all loitering.
but these other guys at the very bottom of the screen, they're on a second level on that bridge thing.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes.
They're up higher.
Okay.
Yeah, so these guys are actually on a crosswalk. These guys were loitering on the island, and then these guys up here are gathered around smoking some digital signage.
Someone would like to look and see if there's a back exit. I need to get some height here.
Yeah, so there's an let's see, there's a second. I actually had a map for Tom's Diner. So hopefully this doesn't screw up David too badly.
Okay.
As I move everybody to see the inside of Tom's Diner.
It's fine.
Don't know where I went, but I am going.
Well, I was just going to show you. So, like, this is what the inside of the diner looked like. Presumably, there is an access hatch so that you can McLean your way onto the top of the building.
That's what I want to do.
And so, I think you would just the map is as big as you see. I am working on a blog post to talk about how maps in Roll20 should be bigger, but that having been said, this particular map is only as big as it sees. So you can choose to be like, I think as your action, you'll be able to climb up onto the roof and then, say position yourself behind one of these things. So I think I'm going to move everybody else just down to the bottom of the map because they haven't emerged from the building yet, so that we know who's actually on top of the building. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And we can assume, because it's always helpful to know where the map was. If I can attempt to draw a shape. Say the axis port came out here.
Throw myself in.
You should be able to see a red box. Oh, wait, I haven't moved you guys back. I'm going to move you back.
There we are.
Yes. Sometimes I forget my god powers. So I think you would have come. I'm going to place Omen where. Oh, damn it. I just drew another box. I will move Omen over to, like, you just emerged from this red box. So presumably you can see the red box.
Eyeballing it, how am I going to get to that other rooftop that's directly down from me? Directly south.
There's like this
Hold
little
on.
rooftop thingy that you can, like, little.
Is that
Yeah, I
something
think
I can, like,
that's-
walk across, run across?
Yeah,
across?
I think there's like a bodega type thing here. It's a night screen because it's 3:00 in the morning. Night-based map because it's 3:00 in the morning. So yes, I believe you'd be able to jump up onto here and then move on over to here.
It looks kind of like one of those
So-
the arches
Will I have any
you
cover?
would see like in a Chinatown sort of thing. So
Is it? Oh, so I'll have some cover? Like,
Yeah, so I think if you let's see if I do
You're
a
on the-
map thing right
on the
here.
back
if I
So
go
side
on
of
the inside of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be my next.
So I think on your next turn you'll be able to do that because you talk to the guy, you climbed your way up through the ventilation shafts, you emerge onto the top of the building, and so I'm assuming you've emerged and kind of like crouching low, assessing things.
That's what I'm going to
So
do.
yeah, I think that this is 3-dimensional. So it's got this, like you were saying, it's got this arch type Chinatown type slope to it, so you would be able to move along the other side and not draw fire.
You were prepared for me this time. You saw it in 3 dimensions.
I'm trying. All right. So meanwhile, outside, Edison, they seem increasingly agitated.
Yeah. I mean, go on in. Go ahead. In fact,
on their turn, they'll do something.
If he's like, I'm just gonna walk away. All good. He's I'd like to go. What's my move? Where is my move on this sheet? I see death saves. I see skills. I see int.
Move is one of the main statistics. It's the bottom middle.
Oh, yeah, duh. So I have a move of 5.
Hey, me too.
Set 5, but it's doubled. So it's basically 5 squares. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did this math before. I remember how it worked out. These squares are 6 meters. So I think it's actually 1 for 1.
Okay.
Right? Well, actually, it's the number. So actually, there's math because you can see what it's 5 squares, 10 meters.
Yeah. So 2. Right? It's
2 meters per.
It's 2 meters per square, or 2 meters per square, which is 6 feet. So I just want to get behind this other car.
Okay. Have at it. It's like, you clear out, and the guy looks over his shoulder as his boys. He's like, yeah, you two, go talk to Daedalus and get him outside so we can have this conversation real civilized like. Atlas. So you heard some negotiations go down.
So as I'm listening to Omen and this guy talk, and then they come to an agreement, I will finally, that's what I needed to hear. And I'm gonna pull out my assault rifle, and I'm just gonna start walking towards the front door.
All right. So are you just like walking out the front door, or are you walking out the front door, taking cover behind the car? Like, how are you approaching this?
Right now, I'm just gonna walk out the front door and just kind of look around at all of them. And wait to see if they start making a move. The second somebody moves for a gun, I'm shooting them.
Okay.
So I guess I'll hold my shooting until I see the first one that goes for a gun.
All right. So you see, as you come out, you can see the leader type with his steely red eyes is looking at you going, oh, great, another tourist. Look, I told the other guy, tell Daedalus to come out, all right?
I don't think he wants to talk to you. He told me that he doesn't want to talk.
What? No, yeah, right, because he's scared. Because he sold us defective weapons. Like, what is the good of having smart guns if they're not smart? Like, you better not be doing any deals with him because he will double cross you.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. We gave him smart guns. He gave us back dumb guns. Get him out. He turns to his colleagues and is like, get inside, figure out what is going on here, and just get Daedalus out. And you can see these guys are wearing a hodgepodge of like boiled leather riveted with steel spikes. They've got random sheets of badly forged steel plates that are strapped to their bodies as would-be body armor. It's like homeless chic meets the road warrior. They think it's working for them. It is not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep standing in front of the door so they can't get by me.
The leader looks like he has just been working himself up into a frenzy for like the last half hour. And is just completely beside himself at this point that things are not going according to his plan. So the bangers move up. These guys...
Josh, you might want to apply your solo points as part of your action.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
Like your maneuver, you mean?
Yeah, however he's going to apply the points, I think it requires an action to do, and if he's got an action but he's not firing at people.
My thing is the anti-fumble, so I don't take a negative on my ones.
Okay.
When I'm shooting, so yeah, it's not like an action ability. It's just
Gotcha.
a passive thing.
Okay, cool. APT.
This is all a very bad idea. I'd like to go on record. So we are in 2045, and I can't just quick hack people like in 2077.
No, it's been messing with me.
So, like, I'm trying to figure out what use a Netrunner is in this particular situation. I'm going to find some cover, I think. Going to try to stay out of sight for the moment. I have nothing to add to this conversation. So,
Right,
is there
I'm gonna
a
move her over to the?
Yeah. Is there a dumpster or someplace that she can secret herself?
Well, there's this car here. I think what the thing right here is a planter of some sort. She could nonchalantly walk out and like just start heading down the street or something. There's not a lot of direct cover immediately in this area.
Okay. In that case, there's no compelling reason to actually leave the interior of the cafe. So I'm going to stay inside Tom's diner undercover for the moment.
Yeah, you mean I have to say, and I guess we'll digress occasionally during the game, right? Like 2045 has a lower tech level in some ways than 2077. So in 2077, the video game, you'd be able to just kind of like, you'd be looking out the diner windows and you'd see that light and you could just like hack the light and make it explode, or you could set off the car alarm on the car. But in 2045,
yeah, no, those things don't exist.
Those aren't options.
So that's, really, unless we're going to be breaking into a network here, this is not my oeuvre. So APT is going to kind of stay out of sight and maybe save her shots for when they can make the most impact.
Gotcha.
This is my dilemma in our test game. We're hacking. Okay, I'll just send you a
So Daedalus walks out of the diner, flanked by Kaapana and Athena. Clearly, they're going for Greek mythology names, and he yells out, "Is like, DEFCON! It's 3 a.m. What? Look, we did the job. You have guns that have been wiped of all traces of their corporate taint. You just have to point them at people and shoot them." And
would you say that?
DEFCON,
right? Yeah.
And other people. I think it works better the way I said it originally. And so DEFCON like looks flummoxed, and he has his pistol in his hand, and he looks up and he's like, and he's like, but you screwed us over, man, and you're gonna pay for it. One way or the other. We brought you the best guns, and you said you could get all the corporate lockdown tracking shit out of the guns, but you fracking broke them, man. They ain't worth nothing now. They don't work now, and they look terrible, right? And he like holds up his automatic pistol, and he's showing it to the rest of you guys too. And it's like it had the once clean lines of a Kang Tao's smart weapon, but now it's got like the telltale marks of aftermarket servicing. It looks like a gutted fish that was sewn back together and reanimated. We went to make a withdrawal from the Third National Bank. The rent-a-cop saw these things and laughed at us. They laughed at us. Smart targeting, yeah, that didn't work. You're supposed to just be able to point, shoot, and let the bullets do the rest. I tried that, and I killed a water cooler. A water cooler. I was aiming at the guard, man. So look. So Chums, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna fix these things. You're gonna make it right. Got that, Maker? Daedalus kind of looks back at him and is like, "You wanted them untraceable. You wanted the corporate crap out of the guns. That's what you did. We can't help it if you can't shoot. DEFCON just growls, "You made the Cold Steel Bangers look like fools." So, what are you guys doing? So I guess let's see, that was Daedalus came out, DEFCON delivers his speech, Omen, we're at the top of the order.
I'll move over here. I'm not going to cross the bodega because I feel like I've got better cover here. The sign. Yet I can still get a shot on this guy, right? These guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're at the same height as them.
Okay.
It's 20 meters from you.
Alrighty. So I've got what I want, which is getting on those two.
All right, Angry Bob.
So
Are you
Bob,
recording?
So yeah, he stands up. Yeah, he'll bring out his camera, whatever that looks like. What is it? He's got he's got a video camera on him. He brings that up.
So, if I have to ask, I have to pause for a second and ask, what does the video camera look like? Like, is it, because in 2077, right, the media's just got like the over the eye, roving camera thing. Is this like a big honking 80s Max Headroom style camera that you're bringing up over your shoulder, or is it like a mini cam?
I mean,
what
I saw in Cyberpunk Red, I think it is like the big over the shoulder news cam that, I don't know if they still use them.
They don't even use right now.
Yeah, they don't even use right now.
What it should
Look, there've been a couple of wars.
No, what
Yeah,
it
I mean,
should
this is an alternate history.
giant 80s cam.
But yeah,
it actually
it's a
just
big...
uses the tiny. It uses the tiny part, and the rest is just storage of like guns.
Yeah, that's how that went. We needed more storage. Cameras are really small, but the storage for the camera takes a lot.
That's right.
Yeah, just comes up, I guess left hand, because he's got to keep his right free, and focuses in on so DEFCON, you were saying you were robbing or attempting to rob a bank, and you shot at the guard, but you sucked and you hit a water cooler?
No, I wasn't robbing. We weren't robbing. Nobody said robbing. I said withdrawal.
Okay.
And I said that the
Withdrawal
gun
with
had a
guns.
misfire.
You said you were aiming at the guard and you killed a water cooler.
You are putting words in my mouth, sir. That is not what I was. And like he like motions over to the others.
Well, I mean, go ahead. I mean, set the record straight. I mean, like, you voided the warranty on your Kang Tao guns. It looks like.
No, these guys voided the warranty.
Whose guns are they? Are they your guns or his guns?
Well, they were our guns until they broke them. So since they broke them, now their guns.
So
But look.
So you gave the guns to somebody else so that they could void the warranty and get around all the licensing agreements and everything like that, and then you attempted to withdraw from the bank and kill the water cooler instead of the guard.
But, yeah. I'm sorry. Are you down with like all these corporate pigs? Like you're cool with all these restrictions and stuff?
Hey, I am just trying to get the record straight.
Yeah, you're a mouthpiece for the corpse. We know how that goes. He
If I was
motions over to a
mouthpiece
couple of
from
his
the corpse,
guys.
would I be down here at 3 a.m?
So I think persuasion
I am the guy
is
on the
probably
street,
in
just
order.
trying to get everything, keeping just trying to make sure the neighborhood's safe and getting the record straight.
So
Maybe make sure that the water coolers are safe after this.
Yeah.
we have said many words.
Yeah, Bob is.
What are
Bob
you
stood up
attempting to
because
accomplish?
because DEFCON basically admitted he can't shoot straight. So if he just stands there, it's likely they'll all miss. That's what's going on in his mind.
So is he attempting to like convince? Like, is he trying to intimidate DEFCON into backing down? Like, is there a point to your soliloquy?
I would say, yeah, he would probably be trying to, I don't think maybe I need to see if I have intimidate even. I don't know. Is that under social as well? Or is that under something
I'm
else?
taking a look.
I mean, there isn't really a
You need a better
intimidate.
cheat
Let
sheet.
me look at the paper sheet. No, there's no intimidation there.
I mean, they've got interrogation. That's kind of what you were doing, asking a whole bunch of questions. But I don't know. It wasn't like a full on like.
I mean, I do have interrogation, but that's for that's for interviews and stuff, right?
Sorry, what was that?
I said I do have interrogation. That's for interviews, right?
Yeah, it says forcibly extracting information from people. Persuasion is I think persuasion is probably a catch-all for getting people to do what you want. So in lieu of specific,
it's either that or
intimidate skill.
streetwise, avoiding bad situations in bad neighborhoods. Which I probably shouldn't advise for because it's like half of my persuasion. But
I think, I mean, as a media, I feel like you got to lean into the persuasion, right?
Okay.
Because it talks about like streetwise at base 10, you can get some hot items, score some street drugs, and figure out who's the best fixer in town. At base 14, you know how to get in contact with a solo to arrange a murder contract. You might know a few mobsters of which you know neighborhoods to steer clear of. So I think if you were trying to like drop names and insinuate that you had some gang connections that you could bring to bear against them, that might be streetwise. Right,
Okay.
or maybe streetwise would be thinking it up, and then
or
persuasion is
maybe
actually executing
avoiding turning down the wrong alleyway at the wrong time of day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's persuasion.
I got a 17 on my persuasion.
So he kind of looks to you, and he looks like what he wants to do is just order his guys to grab your camera and smash it into pieces. But he is now second guessing himself because you're capturing all of this, and so he looks back to you and he's like, so yeah, you're that angry Bob guy, right? Yeah, I just caught your show earlier. Do you do any consumer report style like could I get you to investigate someone who perhaps did not deliver on the quality of their product? Perhaps on camera.
Yeah, I can look into that after my, I just, get me your information, and I'll start digging into stuff.
It's like, okay, I'll be in contact about a business opportunity that I would like you to follow up on. And he kind of looks over at Daedalus. This isn't done, man. You're fixing the guns. It's like, come on, Cold Steel bangers. Let's get out of here. See if we can find... Let's get out of here. It's kind of doing the Biff from Back to the Future. Like, make like a tree and leave, right?
Yep.
Like, he's like struggling to come up with a cooler catchphrase, and he just can't do it.
I'm gonna make a quick, I don't know if they can do this. I want to kind of like make a cool roll to like not open my mouth.
Want to make a cool roll and purposefully fail? Is that what you're saying?
I got an 8 to hold my tongue to say, go bang some cold steel. So
I don't know that an 8 would cut it, right? Like,
okay.
10 is kind of like your default target number for like a simple task, isn't it? Yeah, let me double check my cheat sheet here.
Yeah. DEFCON.
Everything was perfect, and then you open your mouth.
An everyday task is a 13.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Bob doesn't necessarily have good impulse control. Yeah.
He is
Angry
very
Bob.
angry.
Yeah, I'll look into that while you go bang some cold steel. Go for it.
He like, so they were walking away, right? Like they're kind of doing this, like starting to do like the Incredible Hulk sad music, walk away because they've been obviously bested in a battle of wills.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns around and he says, "What did you say?"
I said I'd dig into it.
I thought you said something else.
What? That you're gonna go and find some stuff to bang?
Yeah, but you said it meaner the first time.
What did I say?
You said I don't know. What did you say? And it's just like, so make a deception.
Sometimes when my mouth opens, stuff just comes out. What did I say?
So
I'm trying to get him to say what I said to make him even more ridiculous.
So I think if you're trying to de-escalate him, right? Like you could make.
I don't know what I'm trying to do at this point.
I don't either.
Trying to de-escalate him.
I think I de-escalated and then I'm escalating again. It's like a roller coaster.
Just to make them back off a few feet so that you can do it again.
So you tell me, David. What do you want to do?
I kind of glance around to Daedalus and Atlas and APT poking her head over the thing. It's like, do they seem like they really want to get into a fight?
I'm like holding my assault rifle, just rubbing it.
Chris, you're muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
When you catch APT's eye, she's mouthing through the glass, "You're an idiot. Stop talking."
All right. I'll take APT's advice and not Atlas's advice, and modify the modify what he's going to say. Instead of saying, Atlas here's got some cold steel that he can bang you with, he's not going to say that. He's going to say that just like, have a great morning. We'll catch up with you later. Just send your info and I'll do that investigation you wanted.
Let's make a persuasion check.
All right.
This guy is so like, okay, so that's 17.
17.
So he's like thoroughly confused and angry, but doesn't really quite know what to do next. He's like, yeah, we're definitely going to be in touch. Yeah, like, let's get out of here.
No,
I didn't think that I could
really aggressively.
Yeah, I didn't think that I could necessarily pull off the annoyance factor of Spider Robinson from Transmetropolitan, but I think I just did.
I was just waiting for the guy to be like, "No, you have a good morning."
I'll have a good morning.
So I think that this is going to make it really short, but I think this would be actually a good pause point before we get into our next session, because the next scene is likely a lot more action and it's kind of late, so it'd be better to start fresh. I think this is interesting as seeing how the dynamics are going to start coming together, because I didn't know how this, like, it could have either been a gunfight in which we would have another hour worth of action happening, or you would talk them down, or something else.
Can we start investigating where the black box is stored and we could totally do that. We do some security looking into, etc.
Yeah, sure. So I guess that's actually kind of a question I have, because I'm still kind of getting my head around where the net is in the terms of 2045, right? Mm-hmm. So there's still sort of like a general interest, general awareness internet, right? Like there's the pool or what have you.
There's like
is that what it's called?
It's like a city internet, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, it's like a wide area network, sort of city data pool.
So yes, you can definitely look up information about the So yes, we can totally do that. So anyway, so Daedalus turns and he just kind of he digs around in his pockets and he pulls out cred's worth. So Eurobucks are usually just digital, right? But presumably there are people who there's still physical. Actually, we had this in our play in easy mode. They actually had physical eddies, right? So I think he would want to go the more untraceable route. So he will give you 250 eddies for, unfortunately Erin left, but for Omen's good work, he's like, look, thanks for having her back there. He looks to Angry Bob. He's like, Angry Bob, I think I might have to start listening to you. Did a pretty good job there, except for the parts where you didn't.
Yeah, my mouth gets me in trouble sometimes.
Put my assault rifle away, pussies.
Yeah.
Walk away.
So, what kind of research do you want to do? And who's doing it, I guess, is the question.
APT will dive into the net and see what she can find out about the Zetatech warehouses down there in Haywood. Might even take a drive down in that direction and take a look around.
If she's
Cool,
taking
so-
a drive down there, I'll go with her and see if there's any like random guards or people walking in and
Yeah,
out that are in there a little bit, so that I can.
Looking for where we're going to get into looking to see what kind of physical security they have, looking to see, where can I get in, where can I jack into the net down there, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. So I think in terms of like doing the really trying to get my head around technology levels because I've been playing too much 2077. So could you just go into Tom's diner and like presumably there's like a physical jack in the diner that you would be able to connect to do your research, or you can go back to presumably one of you has a crash pad where you can just go and like. So where would you guys go? Would you go back into the diner to one of your pads like to do the research part?
Unless we
I would
have
go back in the diner.
I would suggest we move to like a different diner because, DEF CON might
Coffee.
like parse out the words that I actually said to him.
Yeah. APT is a typical hacker. She will jack into wherever she can as long as someone will keep an eye on the situation outside. She'll pop on her goggles and get in there.
And Omen, like, is there a possibility you could get some of your peeps to like bring us in at the docks there more or less legally?
I can see that, yeah.
Assuming, we need to figure out where the place is that this box is located. Like, is it even on the docks?
So what does it take to call in vehicle service from my family?
That's a good question.
I'm supposed to have use of vehicles. Where do I get them? I say, hey, bro.
I just finished the Nomad storyline in 2077 too.
Which one?
The Nomad storyline.
Oh yeah, I love
With
that
Pan
game
Am?
so much.
It's Pan Am,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I think I'm almost at the end. I concluded a majority of it. There was a very big vehicle that had lots of guns.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I think it's more of a role-playing thing in terms of like asking for the vehicle or asking for the ride, because a nomad basically can swap out the vehicle they have for like another vehicle, or if their vehicle's destroyed, the family will just fully repair it, but it's going to take a week. But there's not really a role for any of that. It's just part of their ability.
Right. So I think you have. If I glanced over the Nomad rules because I was looking at a lot of vehicle stuff while I was putting together the scenario, and I think that there's like a point value associated with the Nomad. Like you can get better vehicles as you get higher level, if I remember correctly. So to your point, you'd just be able to, if you're like, we want to use a boat. I think the difference is between asking them to arrange to have a boat to transport you there and get away, and like drop you off as like an infiltration type thing versus your nomad is actually driving. Like her vehicle is now the boat.
Right, and that's what I was suggesting. Actually, was like more using her connections as a nomad to get a ride, and possibly because they make all sorts of deliveries, legal and not legal, that they could get us there unmolested. Whereas, like, I think everybody starts with rank 4. The best that Omen could do for a water vehicle right now is a jet ski, and I don't think all 4 of us can fit. Yeah,
so I think
rank 4,
you probably
it's
should start
compact
with
ground car, gyrocopter, jet ski, or road bike. So
Well,
and,
shake and bake and you get floaties behind, and APT rides with me.
Ken, I have a skill in library search, so I'm going to look around for plans. So have we determined? Okay, I keep hearing like on the docks. Is this in a warehouse? I mean, are they telling us it's in a warehouse? Are they telling us
it is
sitting on the dock somewhere? I mean,
well, no,
I
I
think
think
I was
David's the only one who's
that
actually
brought it up
mentioned
the
docks.
right?
Haywood
David's
Industrial
making
is
things,
is
David
right
is making
on the
things
water.
up and confusing me. So
Yeah.
what's the actual situation?
So, David, if I share my screen, is it going to totally break all of your streaming stuff?
Probably. Do you have a link?
So I'll just no, but I think
Okay.
I need to figure out a way to share location information with you for future references. I could just load a copy of like Night City into the into like
Roll20.
Roll20, and then we could share
Yep.
that screen, right? So I will say it's in the Haywood Industrial District, industrial zone, which is it's reachable by water. Presumably, David was asking like how deep is the water. I would assume it is dredged to be able to get like larger boats in so that you can actually load them up. The warehouse that you're actually going after is like a couple blocks away from the water, but you could certainly like come in at the piers, and that could be like your escape plan if you wanted to. So you're gonna do your so they gave you the location of this particular warehouse. Zetatech has a number of different warehouses throughout Night City. This one is focused on their. So just did you roll your check, your library use check?
I am doing so now.
All right, sweet.
19.
Nice. I think that's the highest roll
All right,
we've got
wow.
so far.
Yeah, so that's a professional difficulty. This feat takes professional level training. So you get the high level basics about the warehouse. So it is it is located not a couple blocks away from the water, as we were just saying. It is primarily focused on agricultural equipment. It has the standard build out for Zetatech. And so Zetatech actually, they have like what you find is their informational page that describes high level what their security technology looks like, right? So high level summary is, top of the art, state of the art, external electronic security, biometric locks, external security camera network. We'll see them coming. Warehouse guards, internal and external. That's right. We just don't rely on drones. We make sure that our gear is protected. So kind of they're talking up like their visible security.
Cool. All right, I shared this information with everybody and kind of give them a, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at, cameras. We're looking at guards inside and out. We're looking at, biometrics. We're looking at, all of these different pieces. So we're going to have to think about how we're going to go in.
And you also, so that part of their sales pitch is like it's primarily their facility, but they also do shipping for this is like the warehousing storage branch of Zetatech. So they have subsidiaries and like third parties that they partner with that they offer warehousing facilities as part of this facility. It's not. It is a purely Zetatech facility, but like they sell services like warehousing space to others to maximize their profits in this particular space. The other thing that Daedalus had mentioned was the Zetatech themselves are not shipping it. They had hired a third party to do that.
Right. Who's the third party?
That was Stormhold Shipping.
Okay. I'll do a little research on them. Shall I roll again?
Yes, please.
All right.
Hopefully they're not the Pinkertons of shipping.
13. Not as good as last time.
So there's been a little bit of a buzz about these guys in the city. You don't know too much about them, except their stick is they're trying to bring back autonomously driving cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so they offer services of like high security transport, no humans involved.
Interesting.
Man, that ruins my plan.
And they can they undercut the competition by their totally self-contained high security rigs will transport your goods to a better location.
Hopefully eminently trackable.
Jumping over to the technique skills.
Hackable.
I'd like to search around and see are there any exploits for any of these folks? Would we be better off hijacking this thing on the way out of town? So I've got electronics and security tech. I could roll that, and if you think that's appropriate, or I could do library search again.
I think electronics and So what? So you're trying. So in turn, I'm not actually. So our exploits.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do is there are like today there are databases of exploits and information on exploits.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going out on the net and doing that research to find are there exploits out there for these autonomous vehicles.
So that's so from a tech level in 2045, I have a feeling my sense is like everything is so fractured and bespoke that like it
Probably
would be like
not. That's fine.
So I'm trying to I'm actually trying to think, and so it might go to a question of your contacts, right? So because the whole thing about net running is that you work your way all the way through the architecture so that you can get the lowest level and then install a backdoor. Right. So presumably the question is really, has someone installed a backdoor on this particular architecture?
Okay, so that's a good question. I like that. maybe that's a social check of some kind?
Yeah, do you have a contact or something? I know you sent me your contacts.
I have contacts. Let me see on my sheet where they are. Life path friends. I've got a tech. I do not have like another net runner though. Let's see. I've got a fixer. I've got a tech. I've got a solo and mom. So none of those are probably going to get me
Of course, mom.
So,
I think your gut's telling you there's probably not a backdoor on this thing yet because it's relatively new.
Okay. All right. Cool.
They're bringing back autonomous driving cars because we have them in 2077. So.
Sure.
Yeah, they work real well if you look at some game video.
Yeah.
There was one where I saw the guy called his car. It drove up, and then all four wheels fell off, and then the hood and the trunk popped open. It was good. So
I think what you would be able to determine, because they promote this basically, is that this thing must have its own net architecture.
Okay. All right. So we're breaking into a net no matter which way we go here. So okay, that's fine. I can work with that.
But you also know because you got a pretty good roll on the warehouse, there isn't an external access point to the warehouse network. You would have to get inside.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
You want me to...
Whereas presumably there's service ports for this thing. You're guessing.
Yeah.
You want me to see if I can rough somebody up, get us some inside access?
I think we might have to social engineer that.
I don't know. I feel useless here,
No,
so I'm
see,
just trying to
now-
help.
Sorry, you don't have anything to shoot at.
You might have some contacts that you could reach out
This
to.
is how I felt in the last scene, right? You know, it's like, what's the hell am I going to do in a gunfight? But like, I think that probably the next step would be see if our contacts know anybody that's working for Zetatech that we could bribe / blackmail / something to get inside. But we only have 24 hours, so that's pretty tricky.
I think they gave you the approximate time that the transport was supposed to happen.
Okay.
So we could say it was like 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So I mean,
All right.
so we've got a few options. Thinking about like us circling up after we've done some research, dug into some stuff. I'd like to just kind of summarize, like, hey, we've got a few options. Sounds like we can break into the warehouse through unknown security, or we could wait till that autonomous vehicle comes out and try to hijack it, and either get the black box out of there or drive the entire vehicle to wherever we want to go. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, more or less.
So which one of these is less likely to get us dead?
Think an autonomous vehicle.
Do we have the
Thinking.
route that this thing? So we know where it's going.
You know we're going to pick it up, and you know that it is going south to, presumably a Zetatech distribution center in Southern California, outside of Los Angeles. But you don't have the specifics of where it's going.
Yeah, I thought Daedalus said it was going to something test center.
It's a destination as a corporate test bed farm in Southern California, outside of Los Angeles.
Okay. That's
So,
why,
yeah,
that's
so
why
actually-
I asked if it was a prototype, because he said it was a test bed farm. So
Yeah, they were clever. I didn't even remember what I read.
or rope.
I was thinking that this is basically like the final step of testing before full integration into the production mode. So
it could be a
this is
test farm, not a test black box, as well.
Yes,
Like
it's
testing
it's like
new crops.
basically you're at the point where you're ready to deploy the new tech for upgrades, and so you take it to the test bed farm. The technology itself is like gold,
Gotcha.
has gone gold, but
Yep.
it still needs to actually be put through.
We've got the
paces.
Gold Master
So-
CD, or in this tech,
Right.
laser disc.
So that would
Probably
be the
hold
other option. I
200
think
megabytes of data.
they have. You know that they did not know the specific test bed farm. They just knew that there was a test bed farm to the south, and like they just wanted to prevent it from getting there. But
Okay.
knowing that bit of information, presumably you could use some of your skills to attempt to determine, how many Zetatech test bed farms could there be?
Right. And what routes would this truck take? How busy is different areas of roads that we might be able to pop out on?
And so I will also say, just as an aside for Erin, like I did not actually look through all of the Nomad vehicles. I thought you would have something that everybody could ride in. So I feel like there could be an opportunity to talk to your family to pick up a better vehicle.
I am going to say, Ken, we probably could all fit in a compact ground car. It just would be like a clown
Sure, there's
car.
4 of you. Right. I think that would actually be funnier, right? Like isn't there one scene like that in the Bourne
It's
Identity?
not like it's like we're David at the beginning of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Not at the end where he's all borged out.
Right. We barely know
Atlas-
each other at this point.
Right.
Atlas has to like ride in the car with his gun hanging out the window, not because he's going to
I've
do
got
a
a-
drive-by, but because it doesn't fit in the car.
Right. And
Got
I'm just,
gun, a giant
it's-
lead pipe on my back.
it's got the Chum 2, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's been a while since I read it, but like the alternative to gasoline
Yeah.
stuff. And I can hear that car now going, "Eeeeee." Trying to.
So anyway, I'm thinking as you're planning this, I'm feeling like there's an opportunity, and I don't know if this is the actual rules, but who cares? We can do whatever we want. Like for Omen to talk with her people and say, hey, hey, mom and dad, could I borrow the keys to the, 4x4, right? Like, no, the one with the anti-aircraft gun on the back. Just going out for a spin with some friends.
Hey, Uncle Scott, can I borrow your truck?
Or
Just for the weekend.
and so that I don't. Erin, your family is mostly Omen's family is mostly ocean based, right? Or did you come? Do they have some people who are in the city who are not ocean?
The stuff I did in the city was not with family. Family is in the ocean.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I don't know the map as well. Basically, we were Pacific.
It's Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah, Pacific.
I don't know. Maybe you could do, I don't know, persuasion or something like that with the family to talk
What's
with them, see if they've got a way that we could get a truck, or if a compact ground car is the only thing we can really get in short notice.
There's also. I guess I'm feeling like I don't want to like give Erin her actions for her character, right? It seems to me there's an opportunity to work the nomad network angle if that's a thing that you wanted to choose. But if you also wanted to go on your own because that's part of what your character wants to do, then
Well,
whatever
my
works for you.
family, according to history, actually lost everything. But we're part of a bigger tribe too, so because we're tribal. Man.
Right.
I think what Ken's really trying
Family
to ask
what
is,
everybody
what kind of spaceship float are you going to make?
We're never gonna let that go.
No, 'cause it's amazing. And I totally wouldn't have handled it very well.
Well,
So
I have to
we
know
don't
what
have to.
kind
We don't
of
have to answer.
traffic-
Yeah.
What it
We don't have
needs
to answer
to-
that particular question right now.
question becomes what traffic is in the area as far as boats. So that goes right back to you. I mean, is it police vehicles? Is there cargo vessels? What kind of traffic goes across this water? Maybe I get a
Well, I think so.
submarine?
There's probably, I think so. Overall, in 2045, there's fewer vehicles than say in our time. And like having a top of the line, well functioning vehicle is something of an elite thing. If you got it, you probably stole it from somebody. If you don't got it, somebody's probably gunning for you to get it from you because they want to take it and go somewhere else. I think in terms of like, from what I've read, like the nomads have a lot of like the long distance trekking stuff locked up. So I would expect that there are probably maybe not super tankers that are coming into Night City because their time may have passed, but there's probably ocean capable vehicles of a smaller scale that come in and go from Night City.
The harbor,
Occasional
though,
submarine.
Okay, this is
Hey,
a harbor.
Omen?
though?
Omen,
What?
do you think your family has any friends with some of the nomad clans to the south of here? Because the nomads are the ones that usually do the delivering. And
Yeah.
this Stormhold shipping is looking to take away their livelihood. Maybe we could get their help to stop this truck.
Ooh.
Okay, that's an angle that they'd be interested in. I can to Nico.
We just want one box. They can take the whole truck. And that would be their payment.
Are we talking about taking them on the water?
No, the truck is driving down the the California coast.
Oh,
What I'm saying is does your nomad family have connections with nomad families on the land that we might be able to negotiate with?
yeah.
So I'm not, to answer your question, Erin, I'm not sure, honestly, what, I'd have to go and look again. Like, I'm not sure what the port facilities look like in Night City. I'm assuming it's kind of like, there's sections of it that are like an Elizabeth, New Jersey, or like the Philadelphia docks or something like that. There's stuff coming in and out. Maybe in an earlier time, there would have been more superstructure around, like, proper super freighters and what have you. But at this point, I'm imagining somewhere in this city there must be some sort of docks. It's got too much of a waterfront not to. That having been said, I have not been to the docks in 2077, so I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to the question.
Yeah. I mean, according to the history of Night City, like all of Night City is man-made for the most part anyway. So like the area near Haywood is definitely a canal or dug out, I should say, and dredged.
Yeah.
They actually have a map of it on 293 now that I'm looking at it.
So I think that you would have relatively deep draft vehicles capable of coming into the industrial zone to be able to get cargo in and out.
I mean, it looks like they need to come through either Pacifica or Rancho Coronado in order to head south out of the city anyway. So
yeah, and there's probably so that's why I'm thinking it's not like super freighters. It's probably, smaller vehicles that could fit underneath the bridges to go into the industrial zone. There might be something in Rancho Coronado. Coronado? But there's more formal docks, but my map isn't telling me a lot.
I think I want something.
Rancho Coronado doesn't touch the water. Sorry, Erin. What?
Oh, it doesn't?
I think we want something relatively, infinitely fast and stealthy if possible.
As a car?
We're talking about. I guess I got confused. I thought
we've got a bunch of options on the table.
Talked about land. We talked about water. So I guess that's what we first need to decide is where are we doing this?
I've got lanterns, so
do we hit the warehouse or do we hit the truck? What'd you say?
I think we should just take the truck and then steal the truck.
Okay. The plan with the truck was to hit the truck after it left the warehouse, and once it was outside of areas where we would get into like law enforcement issues.
I agree with that. So I think that's the plan, unless anybody has a reason why they don't like that plan.
So I guess, how do we get the truck to stop? Could we have like APT link into like the traffic light or something like that?
I don't think they're going to obey traffic lights in the middle of the desert.
Well, they have to get out of the city too first, but go ahead.
So have you guys seen Logan? The last Wolverine movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm envisioning this vehicle as the large automated trucks. They're going 120 down the road. They don't stop for anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
short of blowing up the road.
I don't know if this is possible. Can you brick the car remotely? The truck?
No.
I think we'd need to get APT onto the truck.
Yeah, that's the only way to hack in is probably
and we need
in the truck itself. I mean,
car to be able to match speed with the truck, and then we all need to get onto the truck.
And that's where the idea of having you and your clan contact a nomad clan south of the city to get their help so that we can hijack the truck, and their payment would be the truck, and we would take the black box off the truck.
I'm excited to be a
Right,
part
so-
of that, and I have to contact my brother to see if that will work.
Okay. Everybody cool with that?
Yep.
As long as we get to kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, Atlas, I don't know if it's an automated truck, so I don't know if you'll get to kill anybody, but you'll probably get to shoot something.
Okay.
In APT, you're okay with like transferring from one high-speed vehicle to another high-speed vehicle in order to hack the truck?
I grew up as part of a nomad clan. This is fine.
Okay.
This is
All right.
fine.
All right. Now, why am I viewing like APT like a scene out of Teen Wolf, like surfing on the top of a car?
So
I'm
I was
thinking
envisioning more
and
Fast.
Furious.
Yes, I was envisioning the Fast and the Furious where Omen like accelerates 90 miles an hour backwards. APT is surfing on the front of the car, and then she like deftly taps the brakes so that APT can go flying forward onto the truck.
This will be
Either
fun
that
to
May not
or
quite
play.
have gotten.
Or like YT just like grabbed onto the side of a high-speed vehicle with a custom
Oh.
skateboard.
Oh, can I have a poon? I need a poon.
Bring the snow crash, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know that you guys got to see I got some Cyberpunk t-shirts. So I got my Black Sun t-shirt.
Oh, very nice. Very cool.
Yeah, it doesn't show up well on camera because of how things are tilted, but
I was going to wear my Cyberpunk t-shirt, but it says burn corpo shit, and I wasn't sure.
I'm cool
What
with
We
that.
are gonna have to label
was-
this one as explicit, man, because
Well, I mean,
so
I think Bob's thing was clean, wasn't it?
oh, we've cursed a lot on this episode. So I think working the angle for the nomads, I think so what kind of skills would play into that, I guess? Or would just I mean, I'm also fine with saying like this seems like a very good plan, and I think you're making a pretty good pitch. So to me, maybe it's just a straight up persuasion on like the group's part. I don't honestly remember what collaborative roles.
I mean, I
look
could
like, and that's
see
even a thing.
persuasion, trading, or streetwise all possibly going in there. I'm just looking at the names, not the descriptions. So
What is conversation?
that's a good question. Where is conversation? What is
It's top middle and social.
in social?
I think it's.
Oh yeah. Oops, I think I just rolled my conversation.
You did good at it.
I did.
Whatever.
I did okay. I only rolled a 2 because I have an 11 in it. Conversation is the skill of extracting information from people without alerting them with careful conversation.
Oh, okay.
So it's like getting info without them realizing you're getting info.
I gotcha. It's amazing.
So it
that
sounds
they have, they have that as a skill, but not intimidation.
It's like when Pathfinder had rope use, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't know how to use rope. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
I think
I mean, I've
that's
seen enough
probably a
failed-
holdover from earlier D&D editions because rope use was a thing.
Yeah. So the third edition totally had rope use.
Yeah.
And I've seen enough people fail with ropes to be able to
Like
argue
in
the
real
point
life?
that rope use should be a skill in real
Yeah.
life. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I am like a scout leader, so.
One of the most useful things
In
was
any
learning
case-
how to tie all the knots.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think this could be. It sounds like you can make a complimentary check as a thing, but I mean, I feel like Omen makes the call, and it could just be straight up role playing or like role playing plus persuasion. I think. How are you thinking of handling this, Erin?
Role playing persuasion.
So yeah, go ahead. So your brother gets you in touch with his cousin, who gets you in touch with the wife of one of the clan leaders down south, or nomad leaders down south, and so it's a crappy hijacked cellular call bounced off of a satellite. It's really staticky, and so damn, I don't have a Cyberpunk name generator. Well, I probably do, but I don't have it in front of me. I need to get my bookmarks together. And I'm not using ChatGPT to do it right now, Chris.
You do you, man. You do you.
There you go.
How's this for us? I think they've watched too much.
Here's your little org chart, nomads, with all the cousins explained.
So I did the Cyberpunk name generator, and one of the options is Kid Phaser Face.
I love it.
Which seems a little like Guardians of the Galaxy, but so you'll be talking to Kira 2.
Okay. Kira, I'm gonna propose a deal for you. We've got a truck coming your way that we need to intercept, and we need some help doing that. And the deal is, stuff on it is all yours, including the truck. We just need one black box off of it.
Well, we don't usually like to go up against other nomad groups. Can you tell me a little bit more about the who's operating the vehicle?
Aren't these Corsac that are doing it or something?
This is
Stormhold.
Bob, Edison Carter is his real name, will hold up the screen. It's like Stormhold shipping robotic truck
Shipping.
with robotic truck underneath.
They're Stormhold shipping. I don't think they're. This isn't a clan.
I haven't heard of them. What's their deal?
Well, they're asswipes.
They're one of them local night city. Like they're going to venture this south. Usually the corpos don't have what it takes to travel between the big cities.
Yeah.
What makes you think this thing can do it?
Well, it's automated, so I guess they're not. I guess fear isn't a concern, but
Wait a minute, you're telling me they got some kind of AI driving a truck?
Yeah.
Down here?
Yeah.
Sweetie, you got to lead with that. You got to lead with that. How can we help?
Well, have the route that they're taking. We need to get on the truck, and then we've got a hacker who's going to take it over. And we're thinking that you deserve, for your efforts, everything that's on the truck except for one black box. I need a vehicle that's going to catch that thing and keep up with it. And probably I need it to be armed. No, definitely.
We got some options for you. You'd be doing the clan quite the service. I'll have to get back to you about the specifics, but we could make this happen. We will take that truck apart, find every last vulnerability it has. These corpos are not getting away with this. They're not pushing into our territory.
Excellent.
I love nomads.
So I hear there's this book called Black Chrome. Has some additional vehicles in it that might be appropriate for this particular thing. So I think before next session we can figure out which vehicle we want to use.
On our way
it's
back,
after 10, so
on our way back from talking with her family, I think I'm just gonna mention, how much do you think that truck is worth for this 1,000 Eddie per person job?
Probably about 100,000.
Okay, just checking.
but it's like anything super expensive in Cyberpunk, right? You've got it. What are you going to do with it?
Yep,
You
exactly.
can't
Right.
sell it.
Where do you
You can't
hide it?
use it.
Yeah.
It'll probably get shot to pieces by the time we're done with it.
Oh, I'll make sure it is.
So it is late for us.
Yeah.
Are we cool to kind of
Yeah,
make this a stopping point?
this was fun. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is good.
I think we've
I'm
got
asking
an
our
excellent
GM.
setup for the next session. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, no, I think this is a perfect point. We can do some. We'll come up with some stuff. We'll do some
Maybe we can
research on
do,
the vehicle we want to use.
Maybe we can do a 3D Tailspire truck thing.
Yeah, I think I think this could be cool. It's going to be interesting being out in the city. I haven't tried doing natural terrain in Tailspire. Have you?
A little bit. There's some stuff out there. And there's roads and stuff out there. So we might just I can talk with you about like what sort of setup do you want, sort of thing.
I'm thinking something like in the Nomad storyline for 2077, which I totally wrote this adventure before I played that segment, but now it's very much inspiring me.
Okay.
You know, it's just open, abandoned interstate, right? And so
Yep.
you've got random gas stations and like some interesting, probably abandoned structures, except for like occasionally like a Choom refuel station or something like.
Okay.
But we can talk more.
Yep. All right.
Cool.
Well,
I'm thinking more Mad Max, less like the Beltway outside of Washington, D.C.
cool. Well, anyway, everybody who is here on the stream, thanks for watching. If you're catching this later, thanks for listening and or watching on YouTube. Head on over to layerofsecrets.com if you want any of the links for any of this stuff. We've also got a whole bunch of cheat sheets and other things like that Ken has put together for running the game for your convenience over at layerofsecrets.com as well. So have a great night, everybody.